If that's a smallmouth, it's huge. Dude, that's a smallmouth. It worked. Big smallmouth. Christmas Eve, giant smallmouth. There's another one. It is Christmas Eve and about 55 degrees out. Absolutely no chance of snow. But maybe we can catch some fish. It's actually the perfect time to go try and catch some fish. And the water's up a little high. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it was just cold a few days ago and it's been warming up. And anyone who winter fishes will tell you the best time to go is on a warming trend. And we are at the peak of that warming trend. So our chances are about the best they're ever gonna be. Got my little Ned head on, put 3/16 ounce on because I thought the river would come down some, but I was wrong, slightly back up from what it was. So this might be a little too light. Got it on my stretchy swim bait that floats. So yeah, it's a swim bait, but you can still work it like a Ned. When I'm working it like a Ned, it is something different. There ain't too many Neds out there with a little paddle sticks up in the air, wobbling around. So I think it works pretty good. I read about 1,300 cubic feet per second. Temperature is on a steady rise, and it is going to hit, it should hit 40 here within the next hour or two, which is a good temperature to catch smallies. But if we catch some walleye, that'd be great too. Or drum, I don't care, catch anything. I don't care what I catch. If I catch something, I'll call it a win. Yeah, I like to see snow, but 55 degrees in winter, I will take it. The only thing to make it better is catch us a giant smallie. Because that's what I'm lacking. I got some pretty big fish of every species. Even some nice smallies, but I do not have that giant smallie under my belt yet. And that's what I'm hunting for. Alright, there we go. First cast. Just floating away. Quarter would have been better. Try up here. Alright, let's see. Nothing, huh? That's a fish. Not a small fish. Whatever this is. Feels like a drum. We found something. It's not a small fish. Gotta be a drum. We got something. On Christmas Eve. And it is not small. Ooh. Not small. Just a whole bunch of head shakes. This feels a little different actually. It's big head shakes. A little bit of pull, but not much. What do we got? Saw color for a second, but can't tell. Is that a smallmouth? Oh my god, I think that's a smallmouth. If that's a smallmouth, it's huge. Dude, that's a smallmouth. That's a smallmouth. That's a smallmouth. I think it's a giant. It doesn't look giant, but it's not small. Oh, he's swimming. What's he doing? He's running. He's a nice one. That's a nice smallmouth. We're just gonna get the book bag and go on down. He's thick. I'm not gonna say he's a giant, but he is thick. He's pull and drag. That is a big fish. Is that fish bigger than I realize? I don't know. He's probably an 18. He's a thick 18. I know that though. Let's go on down. Don't come off, bud. Don't come off, bud. Oh, he's big. He's not a giant, but he's big. That's pretty big fish. Oh, got him. Oh, that's giant. That's giant. That might be a 19 actually. Oh, barely. All right, let's get the board out. He's a nice one. He's a nice one. All right, get the board wet. Let's just, we got boots. Stand down in there. Oh, he's long. Oh, he's big. Oh, that's a 19. That's a 19. Yep, if we can get him. Yep, tail, 19. Because my PB is right now 19 and 3.5 pounds. I actually didn't think this fish was as big as it is. Eh, 3.44. 3.44. Slightly smaller than my PB from the spring. But I will definitely take that. Let me get him a drink real quick. There we go. This is one hell of a way to end the year. Christmas Eve, 19-inch, almost 3.5 pound smallie. That actually ties my PB. So it's that's great. I love it. It's a hell of a way to end the year. What a beautiful fish. That's a giant. Second biggest fish. Second biggest smallie I've caught. Oh, it's just cold. You good, bud? I'll hold him for a minute. The water's cold, bud. There she goes. I don't know how good this camera is audio-wise after it's wet. It's the first time I've got it wet. This is why I go fishing. I had no plans on catching a giant today. That's the second biggest fish, possibly third biggest fish. The one I caught in the fly, I'm not sure, but yes, I love it. Very lucky to get that fish. Barely hooked. That stuff can stay down here for now. Don't have the second camera. Oh. Do that again. Let's do that again. That could be the last fish of the year. That's a hell of a last fish. Well, we found one, so we should find more. Okay, I proved my theory wrong. So I've had this theory, you know, the Mon is always warmer than the Youghiogheny. Mon has more water, more space. My thought was the Mon isn't all that far away. So if I was a giant smallie, why would I stay here where there's technically possibly less food when I can just spend a couple of days in the fall and make my way out to the Mon? That's not true. I just caught a dang 19. I gotta quit talking and start fishing, dude. Jesus. Now, this is winter fishing. Water temp's like 39, 39 and a half. But it's 55 degrees out. It's pretty special. It's not like as if there's snow on the ground right now, but it's still winter. And I'm still fishing. Still not the megalodon I'd like, but that is a giant. That's a citation fish I just caught on Christmas Eve. So glad I did not play that fish hard. I would have pulled that hook out of his mouth. Some of the things that went into my theory of this is I did a lot of walleye fishing at this very spot in winter when it's cold, very cold, colder than this, and catch walleye. Never caught a smallmouth when it was cold out. Now it's technically not cold out right now, but it's winter. They're here. They're staying here. It would be too late to try and leave now. There's no point. So that's one of the reasons why I thought maybe they weren't staying in here, was I just never caught one. Well, I actually am fishing slower than I would for walleye. I'm really not doing anything. Maybe that's the difference. It's just interesting. A lot of stuff I got to think about. You always want to rethink anything you've already learned, because what you already learned could be wrong. It may have worked at that time, And it may continue to work, but ultimately everything can change. So the thing is, smallmouth in the winter are supposedly, they want to stay around permanent types of structure because it's going to flood over winter and spring. They don't want their home and their area washed the hell out. They don't want to deal with that. So they want to find solid structure, aka these piers. I've fished a lot of this side for walleye and caught good walleye through winter, but ultimately there's nothing for them to really want to be behind here. There's no water behind this rock. They're not going to want to be in front because that's going to get hit with water. They want to be behind something so that they are not affected with anything through winter. So behind these piers is the way to go. You know, it's awesome to catch that, but man, if that was in the summer, that would have been one heck of a ride. We got one. We got something. I never felt that bite. Big head shakes. Is that a walleye? Is that a smallie? I saw yellow. That's a smallie. He's not huge, but he's fighting real hard though. Okay, maybe he's bigger than I thought. I don't know. They are biting. Yep, go that way. Go that way. Go ahead. We gotta keep him out of that. Out of that. Man, this guy's fighting like crazy. I don't think he's that big, but he is just turned sideways in that current and just fighting like crazy. Is he bigger than I think? No? I mean, he's nice. Well, let's go down and get him. Let's go down and get him. He's big enough we can board him down there. Alright, the smallmouth do not leave the Youghiogheny for winter. They are here. Yeah, he actually pulled harder than that 19. And he's what, a 16? 16? Hook came right out. He's a nice one. He's probably a 15 and a half. Oh no, he's just an ornery 15. He won't close his mouth, but he's a 15. Second Christmas Eve Smallie. Let's put him back. Let's put him back. See you, bud. Thanks for the fight. Christmas Eve Smallies. Whew. Okay. Alright. We're getting something figured out. Now he was up there in the hole. Close to the rock, but not on the rock. He did not hit that hard. That is exhausting going down there. Smallmouth do not leave the Youghiogheny for winter. Well, there goes my frickin' Ned. All right, 1/4 ounce now. If we can fish below that a little more. Oh, we'll fish it. It's probably gonna get snagged, but we'll fish it. It worked. This is also not small. This is not small. That was a good hook set. It's running. It's running out there. This is another good one. Big head shakes. This may be an even bigger smallie, and I did have a good hook set. a 1/4 ounce. Oh, we found him. What was that? I didn't look. It's a pretty big wake over there. Oh, she's just sticking out there. Oh. Oh, this is another really good fish. If this is a smallie, I think it's even bigger. Yep. This is a big, this is a big fish. Big smallmouth. Big smallmouth. Smallies do not leave the Yough for the winter. Dude, I can't move them. This is big. 100%. This is a giant. It has to be. I can't move him. Unless he's just a decent one that wants to fight. But this feels giant. I mean, you can hear the tension in my line in that water. Coming in, he's coming in. It's a nice small. That's a nice smallie. I don't think he's my PB, but he's just a good one that wants to fight. I think he's big. He's good. He's a good one. Christmas Eve giant smallmouth. I can't believe this. He's a nice one, dude. He's a nice one. He's a nice one. Just keep tension on him. He is not. No, I don't think he's a 19. I don't think he's actually as big as we think. He just wanted to fight. He is big. I don't have enough tension. He's another big one. Man, that mouth is really small for how big he is. Oh, hooked pretty good. Hooked pretty good. The mouth is telling me it's not no 19, but it's big. Yeah, he is a 16 3/4. He fought harder than that 19 for sure. Stop. No, don't want you to fall. Don't want you to fall. Christmas Eve smallie number 3, 16 3/4, fought harder than that 19, and that's why I like the 16s, 17s. They fight so hard, it's unreal. Here we go. All right, let's release them. Absolute giant. We found them. Christmas Eve smallies on the old fishing with this EWG Ned. On my same paddle tail I've been using most of the year. Oh yeah, 3 for 3. Did not miss a single bite. All right, let's get some more. Good cast. And see, that's a prime example right here. You see me hook a good fish, and I get all excited, and I say it's giant. It's really based on how hard it's pulling, how big the head shakes are, and just the overall feel of it. But that right there proves to you a 16 or 17 will pull harder than a 19. Ooh, good. Good cast. We got fresh braid on that one. Every cast get a little bit longer. Granted, it is just the end of December. You know, you get end of January, end of February. That's the worst time. We got another one. This is big. I know I say this every time. This is really big and it just came off. Dude, that was really big. How does that happen? Dude, that was really big. The head shakes were massive. How did that come off? Well, damn. That was absolutely giant. Well, sticking to the old ish, you know, every giant fish, I lose it. The head, did you see the head shake? That's giant. Every giant, I lose them. I don't even get upset no more. It just is what it is. I lose giant fish. I mean, I just caught a 19. I can't be upset, but that was a giant. I'm just gonna tell myself that was a drum. I think we both know it wasn't a drum. Hook the giants, never land them. Better, I mean, I got tight drag. It was a hard hook set. Rod was loaded up and everything. I think that was our shot at a giant. I mean, we still caught a giant, don't get me wrong, but that was a giant. You know what, I'll take it, good enough. Christmas Eve, I gotta get home. Got stuff I gotta do, can't be out here all day. I don't know if I'm just a lucky person. The more often I do this, it makes me feel like I got something figured out. I don't know what, but it seems like every trip I take, I have a shot at a giant. Anyways, if you enjoy this, hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, hit subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell. I'll see you next week. Don't get any better than that.